Progress.
It being on or about 6:30 on March 2nd, 2026, I call the meeting of the Easton Conservation Commission to order. This meeting is being conducted remotely over Zoom. Attendance by board and commission members will be remote, and remote attendance shall count towards a quorum. The meeting is being broadcast live and or recorded on ECAT. Let's begin as we always do with a roll call vote to establish quorum. Carol, present.
Rossman, present.
Goodman, present.
Spady, present.
Our first item on the agenda is general public comment. This is an opportunity for members of the public to bring issues to our attention. The commission does not respond to the issues brought, and you have 2 minutes. If anyone's here to give a general public comment, please raise your hand. We'll promote you to panelist and allow you to speak.
I don't see any hands.
All right, seeing none, we'll move on to the rest of our meeting, beginning with hearings and possible deliberations. First up is 16 Paddock Road, notice of intent for a septic system repair.
Good evening, everybody. This is Peter with Collins Engineering. Can you see me, hear me, and see my plan?
We can see you, we can hear you, and we can see the plan. Thank you.
Cool. I got 2 screens going. Sometimes it gets messed up. All right. For the record, Peter Lyons with Collins Civil Engineering Group, representing the homeowner for this project. This is a repair of a failed residential septic system. It's an existing 4-bedroom home, basically surrounded by wetlands, as you can see through flags A1 through A19, surrounding the basically right inside the tree line on the property. To the south and to the east, we have TB 1 through 12 depicting a drainage ditch associated with some culverts out on the road. In general, our plan here is to replace the existing components in the same existing area. So we'll be replacing the existing septic tank with a new two compartment tank to a 20 by 38 foot pipe and stone leaching field. The house is already up pretty high because it's all built in a filled area. The grading change proposed looks a little more substantial than it's really going to be. We're just kind of going to stretch out the hill that's already there a little bit more rectangularly. So we'll be coming up about a foot above the current grade on site. What else? We've put it in the front yard again where the existing is. There's no trees to be removed, and we are able to keep everything close but outside the 50 foot to the wetlands. This corner here is as close as 51 feet, tanks at 55 feet. We have shown soil stockpile and dewatering locations to be along the existing driveway outside of the 50 foot buffers. There is existing sedimentation control in place from a previous project, but we're proposing new 12-inch filter mitt as shown in the detail, basically surrounding the whole project, including site access in the soil stockpile areas. This site is in an ACEC, so with this we have also prepared a waiver for working within the buffer zones within an ACEC. Again, the reason for the project is a failed septic system, so we'll be doing the public benefit by replacing a outdated and non-functioning septic system within the buffer zones. Let's see. That's what I got for you. Any questions from the commission on this one?
We did issue an emergency cert for this, right?
I believe you did, yes.
Did any work happen pursuant to the emergency cert?
To my knowledge, no, but I have not been out on the site in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, there were a few blizzards between point A and B as well, but I was more or less just curious. I don't have any questions or follow-up. Jen, do you have any staff comment?
Yeah, just a quick question. We issued an order of conditions not that long ago for an addition. What's the status of that project? And do we have buffer zone, no disturb markers on the plan?
It doesn't look like we have markers shown on the plan. Not sure why. And then regarding the existing permitting, I'm not sure that was done by someone else. I'm not really sure who was in charge of that. I think the addition was off the back section of the house. But there was no work. I did the survey out here a couple months ago, but I don't see any recent work going on. I think they did the garage, actually, now that I'm thinking of it.
Yeah.
But I do not know the status of that existing permit.
Okay. That's it for me.
Any other comments or questions from members of the commission? Any public comment here for 16 Paddock Road?
Nope.
All right, seeing none, motion to close the public hearing for 16 Paddock Road.
Spady second.
Second.
Carol motion, Spadia second. Roll call vote. Carol, aye.
Crossman, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Motion to issue an order of conditions and permit for work for 16 Paddock Road.
Crossman, second.
Carol motion, Crossman second. Roll call vote. Carol, aye.
Crossman, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Thank you, Peter.
All right, thank you all. Bye.
Up next is 19 Roundtable, which is a request for determination of applicability for an addition and an above-ground pool.
Hi everyone, I'm Mark Manganello with LEC Environmental, representing the property owner. I'm going to share my screen.
Thank you.
Okay, was that successful? It looks like it was.
Yep.
Yep.
So this is an RDA for construction of an above-ground pool, converting an existing deck to a 3-season room and construction of a new deck with a staircase. It's limited to previously developed lawn areas to the rear of this property, and there's no direct disturbance of any resource areas or undisturbed buffer zones. You can see the wetlands were delineated by me actually on this property. There's an isolated wetland here to the left of the house, and then a BVW that extends along and continues off-site to the east of the house. This is an ACEC, so similar to the previous application, we've submitted a request for a waiver. Conservation markers are shown, erosion control is shown. The other important bit of detail here is the history. This property owner has owned this house for over 25 years, and he actually, when he had children back in 2001, constructed a similar above-ground pool in this backyard area. And I think in 2015 or 17, removed it and restored the area to lawn. Now he has grandkids and is interested in rebuilding an above-ground pool. So it is the nice thing about an above-ground pool. It's easy to dismantle and restore the area to lawn. We have the dimensions of each of the features here. The 3-season room is essentially in the same footprint as the existing deck off the back of the house. And once that's converted to a 3-season room, we're proposing a smaller deck and staircase off the 3-season room. And then of course the pool is just adjacent to that. So that's an overview, fairly straightforward. Hopefully, if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
So historically, do you know what type of filter system the pool intends to utilize?
I do not. I think the property owner might be in the audience here and could answer that question.
If he's willing to, it just historically we've asked people to use cartridge systems for the chlorine,
Okay.
to the extent that that's possible here.
I don't see any reason why he wouldn't go along with that.
Jennifer, do you have any additional staff comment here?
Just that there was a bit of snow on the site during these site inspections, so I can't really see if there's compost in the wetland or anything. We can do that at a pre-construction meeting before they start work. And Mark, do you mind zooming in just a little bit so we can see that a little clearer?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we have a few boilerplate conditions that you use for pools. We can add that to a determination. It's only a couple of them, so that's not a problem to add those.
That makes sense. Questions or comments from other members of the commission? Seeing none, any public comment here for 19 Roundtable Road?
I don't see any.
Mark, I assume you'd like to close?
Yes, please.
Motion to close the public hearing for 19 Roundtable Road.
Beatty, second.
Carol motion, Spady a second. Roll call vote. Carol, aye.
Crossman, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Motion to issue a determination of applicability noting +5 and -3 under the Wetland Protection Act and -2 and -3 under the bylaw.
Crossman, second.
Carol motion, Crossman second. Roll call vote. Carol, aye.
Crossman, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
everyone.
Good luck with the pool and the grandkids.
Thank you.
Up next is 259 Massapog Ave, which is a notice of intent for an ecological restoration limited project for Atlantic white cedar swamp restoration.
Hi, good evening, Commission. Again, my name is Megan Shave. I'm a senior inland ecologist with the Department of Conservation and Recreation. We were last before the Commission in full, I believe back in January, to introduce this project. At the time, we were still coordinating the payment of the filing fees to be issued the DEP filing number. There were also the need for the site visit and follow-up questions about restoration at the site. We since have held the site visit and followed up via email to Jen with some more details on our restoration monitoring protocol to make sure we're documenting that the sites where we're proposing to do the vegetation management reaches 75% wetland indicator species density ahead of the 3-year monitoring period. And we've also gotten confirmation that the internal funding transfers have gone through and that DEP has issued the filing number for this project.
Jen, maybe I just am sort of out of the loop. Weren't we waiting for natural heritage as well? Did we get what we needed there?
We weren't waiting for them. We have that.
Oh.
You had
I
asked
apologize, Megan.
the contingency plan, and so Megan had sent an email about that. Maybe you'd like to describe that to the commission, Megan?
Sure. So yes, so as part of the notice of intent, because this is partially a research project, again, to see how the Atlantic white cedar responds to the removal of some competing woody vegetation. For that reason, we're already proposing monitoring plots within the 4 sort of restoration plots. If you recall, again, there are 4 plots. 2 of them will have the woody vegetation cut treatments. 2 of them will have the deer exclusion fencing treatments, and then one will be the total control with no treatment and no fencing, but it will be part of the monitoring protocol. Basically, in the email I followed up with Jen on, the restoration monitoring will include subplots within each of the 4 plots. And as part of that, we're proposing to do percent cover by species, including by percent cover of wetland indicator species within the lower stratum, so the herbaceous and the seedling sapling layers, to again establish that within both of the plots that will have the cut treatment, that within those 3 years of monitoring, they achieve that 75% cover of wetland indicator species, which again, we're anticipating that they will. We're hoping to see some nice white cedar regeneration, but either way, we're anticipating that wetland indicator species will come back in some form or another.
Okay, and so the contingency plan is what if it doesn't? So that is what the commission had asked the last time. What are you going to do if it doesn't come back?
Right, so if any of the plots, so I guess I would say either of the 2 cut plots, if they fail to achieve 75% cover by wetland indicator species within those 3 years, we would come back to the commission with a supplementary planting and seeding plan, again, to get us to that 75% comparative cover.
Okay.
When
do you have any other?
gave the file
Sorry.
number, they just mentioned that a 401 water quality certificate is required, so we'll be requiring a copy of that before work begins.
Okay, yes, and we will. I see that it says may be required, so we'll be following up, yes, with DEP to confirm that. Just based on my experience with other ecological restoration limited projects, particularly for vegetation and invasive species management, we haven't been required in the past, even for, I'm assuming in this case, because it's a large square footage of proposed BVW alteration due to the cutting treatments. But yes, if we confirm with DEP that either the 401 or the 401 and the 404 are required, we can secure those ahead of the start of work.
I think that makes sense. Any staff comments or questions here?
Nope, no more.
Any members of the commission have comments or questions?
Nope.
All right. Any public comment here for 259 Massapog Ave? Seeing none, motion to close the public hearing for 259 Massapog Ave.
Crossman second.
Carroll motion, Crossman second, roll call vote, Carroll aye.
Crossman aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Motion to issue an order of conditions and permit for work for 259 Massapog Ave.
Spady, second.
Carroll motion, Spady a second, roll call vote, Carroll aye.
Crossman aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Up next is 40 Bristol Drive, which is a notice of intent for construction of a building, stormwater, and restoration. I'm actually alerted Commissioner Spady to this, just going to recuse myself from this project.
All right. How you doing, Scott? If you introduce yourself for the record, and when you're ready, you can go right ahead.
Good evening. For the record, my name is Scott Rogers from JK Home Engineering, representing Stonebridge Homes. I believe the last time we were before you for this project was February 2nd. We've been working with Strong Point Engineering. So the last letter that we received February 20th, we had basically a handful of comments I'm going to go over with them briefly with you guys. The first one was under stormwater standard number 1. We were basically asked to look at potentially adding some kind of a stormwater quality unit to the existing drain line system that runs from Bristol Drive, ties into one of our catch basins on site that we're going to keep, and then it goes into a flared end section and into the existing bordering vegetated wetland. So we just today got the design back from the manufacturer. We're going to go with a Cascade CS3 by Contact. That's a stormwater quality unit. The second comment we got from Strong Point was regarding overlapping text on one of the plans, as well as some comments about the swale behind the proposed building. So we've fixed that. That was relatively easy comments there. The third comment we got was about the HydroCAD drainage analysis. There was one additional node that was a duplicate. That was just kind of didn't really affect anything, but it was a little confusing, so that was removed. And then there's a couple other ones that are sort of duplicates. Comment number 14 was a duplicate of the first one I discussed. Comment number 20, also a duplicate. Comment number 22 and comment number 35 would be something that I've responded back, and Strong Point has kind of agreed that we should talk to the commission about this. So under our de-icing for snow removal and snow treatment, we're proposing to use calcium chloride, which is pretty typical for projects that we work on. And then in addition to that, calcium chloride is proposed for dust control. So we wanted to talk to you, to the commission, about whether that was acceptable or should we consider something different. As you guys know, calcium chloride is a lot less harmful than sodium chloride and other, chemicals that we'd use. So that's one to discuss, basically. And then comment number 39 was basically the same as number 2. That's regarding the text overlap and the comment about the swale behind the building. So when you break all those down, there's basically 3 comments that are left. One's the stormwater quality unit, one is the text and the swale comment, and one is the HydroCAD comment. We also did receive some staff report from Jennifer, and we've addressed her comments in a letter. So basically with that, I'd like to answer any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Scott. And just quickly for the record, I just want to say that Phil has joined the meeting. That was at 6:53. Jen, do you have any comments?
Yeah, Scott, do you want to describe how you are meeting the stormwater standard for redevelopment to improve existing conditions? And
Sure. Yep. So it is a redevelopment. We are removing, I believe, around 3,000 square feet of pavement. Currently, it's an existing parking lot. Was built back in the 80s. It was used for the building across the street when parking requirements for office space was a lot greater requirement. Easton did they revisited their bylaw and they changed the parking requirement for office space, reduced that number down. As you guys probably know, specifically office space is just not what it used to be, 20, 10, 40 years ago, for sure. So that the need for those spaces are just not there. So the applicant did, is got a purchase and sales on the property. What we've done to improve is obviously we've reduced the amount of impervious on site. We have added stormwater quality systems that really don't exist much in the form of infiltration. All basically the system consists of now is catch basins with no treatment that go right to the resource area, which is the bordering vegetated wetland. In addition to that, we've proposed to put in some buffer zone enhancement plantings because the buffer zone has been disturbed back 40 years ago, so we're trying to enhance that and kind of improve that situation as well. So we feel that it being a redevelopment and all the things that we're proposing, in addition to the one that was asked for recently, which is that stormwater quality unit, that we've taken a site that's 40 plus years old and made it a lot more conforming to current standards.
so the improvement over existing conditions means you're improving the existing stormwater system. So there are a number, 3 catch basins in that system plus the outfall, and your proposal is to put a hood in only one of them?
No, so there's 4 catch basins total that are on the property that go to that system we just discussed. One of them is going to be removed totally. 2 of them come from the roadway, which is basically, a town drainage system. And then we're keeping one of them on the site that goes to that drain manhole, which goes to that bordering vegetated wetland and buffer zone. But we are adding a stormwater quality unit to that, so that's a major improvement and a cost to the applicant.
Well, it's a small improvement.
Can I,
Yes, please, Eric, go ahead and.
Scott, just for the record, Eric Dias, peer review on the project with Strong Point Engineering. Scott, just so I'm clear, the water quality unit that you're adding, is that an insert to that third catch basin, or will that come in line and get all 3 of the catch basins, including the 2 that are in the street?
That'll be online. It'll take the 2 from the street and the 1 from the site.
So essentially what that would do for the existing system that is to remain then, if I'm understanding this correctly, all the effluent from all 3 of those catch basins will ultimately pass through this treatment. So all of the catch basins will now get treatment. And then, Scott, if I'm remembering correctly too, you're also proposing to stabilize the outfall of that system, where right now there's really nothing to stop erosion. You're proposing to put in like riprap and things like that in that location. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. It's basically just a pipe that discharges to ground, and we're adding in a flared end section and some riprap to that area as well. So thanks for reminding me of that.
Judge, I just think it was important to note that the water quality unit, there's a difference between it just catching 1 catch basin and being able to treat all 3 of those.
Yep.
And I think putting it in the location where it catches all 3 is a pretty good, addition to what's there now.
Okay, and all of that is in the operation and maintenance plan?
It will be. That stormwater quality unit has not been added to that. I just got that design back today, so we'll revise the operation and maintenance plan for that specific unit and get that back over to you.
And the pipe that where this water quality unit is going, that's owned by the property owner?
It's actually owned by the town, and there's an easement on our property.
So do you have the legal authority to make changes to that pipe?
Honestly, I've been trying to get away from doing that because I feel like that may be difficult to do, but I was asked several times to do it, so we decided to make that decision and go ahead and do it.
There's a lot of do it's and it's, so what is it? Do what? To ask for it or put the water quality unit?
To put the water quality unit in, we'd have to have permission from the town, so Greg Swan would probably have to weigh in on that.
And have you asked him?
I assume that the request came from you, which you talked to the town about, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, we don't design the projects. We just
I didn't say you designed it.
Yeah, we just let you know that you need to have the improvement to the existing conditions in order to meet that. If your proposal is a water quality unit, then you also need to show that it is capable of being constructed. Otherwise, you don't meet the standards. So is that, you have some time to ask Greg Swan if that's something that can be put in and to get that approval in writing?
Yeah, we'll talk to Greg Swan this week for sure.
Hold on, I just have to make a note before I ask my next question. Okay. The buffer zone detail is still the wrong one. We have it on our website where you could just copy paste and put that in there. Do you know if that's been updated?
That's been fixed, correct? Yep.
On plans that I haven't seen yet?
No, you haven't seen them yet.
Okay. And do you have the plan that'll show us the swale?
Yep. All that's going to be coming to you in the next few days, Jennifer.
Okay.
And it'll go to you and go to Eric Diaz as well.
Okay, so we're getting revised plans.
Correct.
Okay, Okay, so we're, Eric, this was the project today where we're low on funds for an additional review, or was that another one?
No, that was this one. We're kind of almost at the very end of our budget, so we'll have to take a quick look and maybe issue an overrun or request for additional funds. Based on what we're talking about, I don't expect it to be terrible.
Okay. So Scott, just so you are aware to look for that. Okay, well, with new information coming, that sort of takes care of all of my questions for the moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen. Any questions from the commission? I have none at this moment.
Nope. Answered all mine.
Right, excellent. Seeing none. Any public comment? I'm gonna go with seeing none. All right, so Scott, we're gonna continue this. Jen, when is the next meeting? I don't know the date off the top of my head.
March 16.
All right, so Scott, we're good with continue to March 16th.
Sounds good.
Excellent. All right, so I can just get a motion to continue this to March 16th.
So moved.
Excellent. Roll call vote.
Grossman, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye. All right, Scott, we'll see you then.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good night.
All right, I'm back. Calling our next order of business, 409, 413, 425 Turnpike Street. Notice of intent for mixed-use buildings, contractor bays, septic, stormwater, parking, grading, and wetland restoration.
Okay. We did get an email today requesting a continuance to the next meeting. However, I've sent a number of reminders that the application fee still has not been paid. When the application fee is not paid, the commission technically does what's called a stay of the decision. And so they're not even supposed to be on the agenda if they haven't paid the fee yet. So under 310 CMR 10.037B1, you would just make the motion that we are staying the decision under that citation, and that no action is taken on the application until the filing fee has been paid. Since we cannot continue the meeting to a date certain, the applicant, after they pay the fee, would have to notify the abutters and do the legal notice again, and then we put them on the next agenda. So there's been at least 4 reminders, and we adjusted our filing fees a month ago in order to accommodate. So yeah, we're kind of stuck there. We're not going to do anything until we have the filing fees paid.
All right, motion to issue a stay pursuant to 310 CMR 10.37B1 as to 409, 413, 425 Turnpike Street.
I think Bill's trying to. I can't hear you, but I'm gonna say second. Stealing his motion. Bill, we can't hear you.
We saw your mouth move, but no sound came out.
Tried it on the last one too. Strike 2.
Carol motion, Crossman second, roll call vote, Carol I.
Grossman, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Ooh, we
You
got
heard
him.
him.
Okay.
He's back.
Hey,
All right, so we'll move on to board discussion. First up is review meeting minutes of 2/2/26.
Approve the meeting minutes from 2/2/26.
Phil, I'm sorry, I missed the first part of that. Was that a motion?
That is a motion to approve, yes.
Carol second.
Ooh.
So Vecchio motion, Carol second, roll call vote, Carol I.
Grossman, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Vecchio, aye.
Up next is Tufts Farm update.
Okay, we're promoting Dan.
Very good. Hey, Dan, good to see you.
Hi, how are you, Ben? Nice to see you as well.
Doing well. Just we know who you are, but introduce yourself for the record and whatever you want to tell us, we're here.
Yeah, I'm Dan Finnegan with Solar Shepherd. I'm the tenant at Tufts Farm. Uh, so we're here for our annual report, our winter report. I want to start off by saying we're thankful for the opportunity to partner with the commission and continue restoring Tufts Farm. It's been a labor of love, but we're getting somewhere. It's coming along. We've got more to do, but it's coming along well. We're eager to begin using the farmhouse as soon as we can get that restored and available. We appreciate your continued efforts on that. For animal statistics, currently we have 175 sheep at the farm, 50 chickens, one miniature donkey, and one dog that lives there full time. Sheep are bred, and we're anxiously awaiting the first lamb of the season. Could have come as soon as 3 days ago, but hasn't hit yet. So any minute now, we'll keep you posted. Send you some cute pictures. I'm working from the report that I submitted to you a couple weeks ago. You've all seen that. I'm just going to pull some highlights from that. I wanted to talk about the public access section and particularly our new partnership with Tufts University. We're working with Tufts University Cummings Veterinary School and hosting their professors and students with our veterinary staff and our farrier for educational sessions at the farm. We've got great healthy flock and a large enough flock to provide an opportunity for the kids to work with them. And we've got great handling facilities there, which is another kind of an exciting opportunity for the kids. So we've had a couple classes there. It's gone well. We've had about 60 kids from 13 states come through the program, and we'll be continuing it for the time ahead. We've done some vaccinations, we've done hoof trimming, we've done some deworming, and physical exams on the sheep. It's a great experience. We take some food, we order some food from downtown Easton restaurants and feed the kids. Have a great day of it.
Excuse me.
The farm stand has been reinvigorated. So we updated that, we cleaned that up, did some repairs to the farm stand, added some lighting and refrigeration and an updated pay box. And the farm stand on Canton Street has been selling eggs since August. It's proven quite popular. The eggs are delicious. If you haven't tried them, highly recommend coming by and grabbing a dozen. We expanded the chicken coop, upgraded that as well because we were doing so well with the egg sales that we expanded. We were originally starting with 25 chickens and expanded to 50. So with that, we updated the coop and did some improvements there. The chickens are really happy, even with all this snow on the ground. We had a special tour during the 300th anniversary celebration for the Tufts family. So the last Tufts family members to farm on Canton Street came to the farm and saw what we were doing there, met all the animals, took a hike with us. It was a wonderful day. They had a great time. They were excited to see the farm back in production and commercial production at that. Had a bunch of tips and ideas for us that were pretty interesting as well. It was great to get a bunch of the backstory and history on the property and to walk some of the spots that we've been trying to figure out what was this. So Bill Tufts and his wife were with us. It was really a great day, and they'd like to stay more involved as well. So there's plans to get back together as the weather improves. Wanted to thank some of our volunteers. We've had volunteers from the Conservation Commission, from DPW, from Canton Street, from Ames Rifle Club. We've had employees of a major Boston financial services firm come by to help with pasture cleanup and seeding. We've had employees of a multinational biotech come and volunteer on site as well. And then several of the university graduate students have stuck around and are looking to do more. The last thing I wanted to get to was I wanted to say thanks to the commission for a couple of projects that have been pretty meaningful for us. I want to thank you for some of the outdoor electrical outlets that were added to the property. It's a huge help for us, particularly with this weather that we've had this winter. Those outlets are what's keeping the water wet for our chickens. makes them happy and healthy. And wanted to thank you for the hot water sink in the barn as well. That's been a big help to be able to wash our hands, wash up. Looking forward to the warmer weather so we can get that going again as well. And then the last thing I wanted to say is that we're very thankful for the opportunity to work with you, thankful for the opportunity to be there at Tufts Farm. And we're hoping to renew our lease for the 7-year term that's available. Thank you. And of course, if anyone has any questions, I can answer. Happy to answer.
Dan, how's that grapevine doing?
Grapevine's doing well. That thing exploded. So we cut that back all the way around, and it seemed like it started to green up, and then I turned around and it was engulfing the whole thing again. So it's doing well.
It has to be 100 years old. He just has like an ancient grapevine behind the barn. It's cool.
109, I think, is the estimate that we've heard. Somebody has a story about where that came from. There's another farm in Easton that provided that route to start with. I think Ed Hands knows the story.
Yeah, that's fitting.
Yeah.
Any commissioners have questions for Dan? Anything you want to add?
No.
Have an email. Welcome to come visit.
When is a good time to visit? Do you have set hours that are good for that? Especially with this weather here, with the snow and all. Is one day better than another?
Yeah, usually we make a date for that, make sure it aligns so that we're there. We're off running around buying hay and grain and running errands throughout the day as well. But we're there every day, 7 days a week. So sometime on any given day will work.
All right, we'll get your info and shoot a thing over. I'd love to get over there and see it. I haven't been in a couple of years over there, so.
Oh, we'd love to have you. Yeah, you'll have to see the animals. They're great.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you
Yep.
for everything you've done over there.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, we'll just throw in, Dan's been a great tenant, done a lot of work at the farm. And we're really happy that you're there. So keep up the good work.
Excited to get the building into shape that reflects the work you've put into the site.
That'd be great for everyone.
Agreed.
Thank you.
So next
that was your update, and then if you want to take a look at or make a vote about continuing the lease, you can also make a motion to have Ben and I could continue with the lease negotiations, just so we can move that along. The RFP said the maximum lease is 10 years, so Dan's already been there for 3. He's asking for the remaining 7, which actually gives him a better ability to do work at the farm, knowing that there's a longer term that he'll be at the property.
So why don't we make a motion to allow Ben and Jen to negotiate the lease and further details of that, and we'll extend Dan's lease for another 7 years.
Crossman second.
All right.
Beatty motion, Crossman second. Roll call vote. Carol, aye.
Crossman, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Nope. Didn't hear you again.
Did we lose Phil again?
No, he's here. He's just having some mic issues.
Audio.
You should give a wave, maybe.
You can do a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Okay. Great.
It functions.
All right. Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you. Thanks for your time tonight.
So up next is the CPC update. Oh no, is Phil frozen?
Whoop.
We will come
No
back
update.
to CPC update. Assuming CPC
He is not.
comes back for an update.
Been pretty controversial. He had the deck attic.
Moving on to
He's back.
Phil, I was just about to put you in the hot seat. You got any CPC updates for us? We can't hear you.
Still can't hear you. No.
That is the worst spot.
Phil, go ahead and just write them all in the chat. Your paragraphs of updates. Just write them in the chat. We'll read them into the record.
Thumbs down.
No, let's go to chair updates, which I have none. So we'll go to environmental planner updates. Okay, Phil has recognized no updates at this time, so my tedious request was less than I had thought it might be. But thank you, Phil. So Jen, you're up.
Okay, I submitted a couple photos for the Bay Circuit Trail photo contest, and we won one of them. So it was a picture showing everybody, or a few people working at Old Pond Conservation Area doing that invasive species removal and native plant restoration. So it was pretty cool. That'll be in their newsletter in March, and I think it's already been on their Facebook or Instagram page, and I did add it to our webpage. So pretty fun. They did ask if we had a project for volunteers for Earth Day. I'm going to say no at this time. I would love to do another project, but I don't believe we're in a position to do a project.
That's fair.
I'll leave it at that. And then all the signs that we initially ordered, Conservation Commission signs, are replaced. We did have a match of $10,000 from the Conservation Commission that we needed to do. So I asked for an addendum. We have 2 new signs that will be going in, one for Flyaway Pond. It'll go behind the school. There's a kiosk, but no sign. So we can add that one. And then the sign that was taken down at Clifford Grant that gave all the information about Kippy Grant, that one will be replaced. It'll go next to the brand new sign that says Clifford Grant. And then the Mill Pond sign, we actually received a cash donation from a resident to replace that one. So all the language about the imps and the satanic people who worked in the mill, that sign, all that language will go back up. So there'll be 2 signs in that location as well.
Was that an anonymous donation?
The donation is from the Grant family, is how they asked for it to be advertised. So once it's in, I'll take the picture and then we'll put it on, socials and say, thank you to the Grant family, the way they had asked to be recognized.
Fair is fair.
Yeah. I think that's it for announcements for me.
Okay. Brings us to our last agenda item. Any pertinent item not reasonably anticipated by the chair? Seeing none. Motion to adjourn.
Vecchio just seconded, but we couldn't hear him, so give it to him.
Carol motion, Vecchio second. Roll call vote, Carol, aye.
Grossman, aye.
Goodman, aye.
Spady, aye.
Thumbs up. One more thumb up. Yeah.
All right, thanks everyone.
See you all soon.